It's a very good morning to the Gelding on midweek edition of That's Racing with the Spring Carnival upon us and midweek racing at Caulfield Gelding, a meeting that you and I have been to on a number of occasions before. And let's just say that although there's no crowds, the starting time is still at 1:25, Gelding. What's going on there?
Oh, Professor, good morning to everyone. Good morning to yourself. That's not a Melbourne hat you brought off Ricky Nixon, is it?
No, I didn't buy this. No, it's an old one, Gelding.
It's got a few signatures on it, Professor. I thought they might have the wrong number next to a couple of the names. No,
they're authentic, Gelding, and that was allegedly.
Allegedly, okay, yeah. Beautiful. Yes, Professor, the second day of the three-day meeting at Caulfield, of which we were regular attendance, and we'd have the day off from work and have a bit of lunch in the tabaret there before heading off to the members at Caulfield. Good to see the Melbourne Racing Club. Melbourne Racing Club, did show some signs. This was normally a Wednesday meeting, a work day. So they put the first race back to 1:30 with the premise, allow people from the city or where they're working to do half a day's work, then to go to the races, which allowed us, of course, to have a lovely dinner before hitting the members, Professor. But unfortunately, this year you can't do it.
Last year.
All last year. So you can't really go and have a dinner and watch it and things like that. So wouldn't you thought, instead of finishing at 5:45, they'd make the last race about 5 o'clock and bring it forward to 12:30. I don't know.
Don't talk sense, Gelding.
Okay.
It doesn't become it.
Yeah. Well, whether the Melbourne Racing Club should revert to their old name of the Very Amateur Turf Club, I'm not too sure. But anyway, Professor.
All right, Gelding.
It is what it is.
Eight races for decision this morning or this afternoon, Gelding. The first, as you say, at 1:25 p.m. The feature race, race 7, the Group 1000 Guineas. It's a great day of racing. Before we get to the racing, Gelding, I just picked up that a couple of Group 1 winners, Colette, Hungry Heart and Angel of Truth, haven't accepted for the Melbourne Cup. And let's face it, they'd be in the 3 best 24 horses if they were in form.
It's going to be a strange Melbourne Cup this year, Professor. Colette has had a bit of a setback. Was due to run today in the Coonji Cup, also race 2, but was scratched. Apparently had a problem with its foot, an abscess on the foot. So that's obviously put it back. So it's missed a couple of runs in its key lead-ups. And, of course, Colette's a horse that does like the sting out of the ground. So Damien Oliver was to ride it. So I suppose the writing was on the wall that something was amiss with Colette when he accepted the ride. Excuse me. Accepted the ride on Dolphy in the Cup and is trying to waste down to get to its weight of 52.5. Which I bet you come Saturday you'll find will be 53 or 53.5, Professor.
Yeah. There's still 60 horses paid up, Gelding, so they won't have a problem with getting 24 horses for the race.
No, well, it'll be interesting to see what internationals do start in it. Looking forward to seeing the field after today. Incentivises the horse to beat, obviously. But obviously the rain that's coming on Friday and also Saturday may change the picture a little bit, Professor. So kind of let's hold our ammo for Saturday's show when we know a little bit more about the track, because if the Weather Bureau's right, and they've been wrong many a time, we're getting Armageddon on a Friday, Professor.
Yeah. Well, we'll live in hope that the predictions of the Weather Bureau, which aren't always great, might be incorrect on this occasion.
Yeah, let's see what the track is, and we can talk more about that on Saturday morning. But let's
Yes.
try and get some winners for our followers today, Professor.
Yeah, the tracks
And
are good.
on a pretty overcast type of day here in Caulfield.
Overcast where I am too, Gelding.
Yeah.
Track currently rated a good 4, but rain's been promised later in the day, and the rail is out 9 metres.
Yeah, 9 metres. That's a long way from, that's a fair way out, Professor. So let's try and get some winners. Do you want me to go first, or do you want
Yeah,
to?
give us your red hot tips for today, Gelding.
Oh, well, the red hot tips, Professor. The first one, this horse picks itself, race 2, number 3, Floating Artist, trained by Mara and Eustace. Won its last 3 races. Won its last start at Sandown quite easily against similar type of horses. Won by 3 to 4 lengths going away, Professor, over 1,800. Steps up to 2,000 today. Look, I think it would have won the race on Saturday. Delphi won it, but they decided to scratch for it. So I hope to get a bit of rain, which I don't think they'll get by race 2. But stepping up to 2,000, I think Floating Artist is probably the bet of the day, Professor.
Well, I agree with you, Gelding. It's the best rated horse in the field, and you can't go past its win at Flemington where it beat Defibrillate, who you and I both value.
Yeah. Oh, it's you can get round about the $1.85 at the moment. Look, I don't think it'll get out to even money, Professor, but if you get anywhere between $1.80 to $2, I think it's a good way to get an early bank, Professor, and also to add to the parlays.
Definitely, Gelding. And what's your other bet?
Well, we've always got to go in the Group 1 race, don't we, Professor?
The feature race, Gelding. We always have a tip in that.
Yeah, 1,000 Guineas. Look, a horse we've been on before, race 7, horse number 6, Zuzarella. Everyone's got to have a Zoo Star, Professor.
Even us, Gelding.
Even us, though. We like the Zoo Stars, trained by the Freedmans. This would have been a horse Jamie Carr would have been aboard on another $1 million race. However, Brett Preble
wins again.
Right. Yeah, who's certainly making the most of Mornington Jockey Gates being away, and has his chance here, I think, to win another Group 1, Professor. And I think he might also win the Caulfield Cup on Incentivise on Saturday. So in for a good spring. I think the danger is 2 dangers. Is first the Chris Waller train Hinged coming down from Sydney, second in the Flight Stakes. This is a horse Chris Waller's normal pattern. He's taken to Queensland as a 2-year-old. It's won some races there during the carnival and then brings it back, and they normally go very well. So a lot of punters are on Hinge, but I do like Zuzella. And also Queen of Dubai, trained by Gay Waterhouse, which beat Zuzella last start at Sandown. But I think Zuzella this may be her day.
Well,
and you like Professor?
Well, for our followers, I was just about to say, Gelding, that they could take the trifecta there and maybe be happy with it at the end of the day.
Yep. A lot of good horses in a Group 1 race, Professor. So, and the fillies are quite open this year. But, as I said, Zuzella at $4.60, Professor. That's a beautiful each way bet for me.
Yep. Very nice, Gelding. All right. My tips, I'm going very early. Race 1 and going the Thoroughbred Breeders Handicap over 1,600 metres, a 3-year-old for benchmark 70s. Horse 1, Rhinoceros.
Race 1, horse 1.
Out of the same stable as one of our other horses, and one liked by the Giraffe, Elephant.
Yes, the Browns have brought a couple of horses over from New Zealand, and of course Elephant seems to be the star of those. But this Rhinoceros has come over here, Professor. Had a win at Sandown, had a win at Moonee Valley, and in between had an 8th at Flemington. So a couple of runs here for some 2 wins. It's been quite a profitable trip for them, and here it starts in a $130,000 race. I don't know whether you're going early, Professor, at 1:25 p.m. I think that's normally about race 3, isn't it?
Yeah,
But
it is Gelding. Look,
that's an old-fashioned bet. Many an old punter has always had the toppy in the first race. Bit of a proven formula.
Well, the other one was number 1 in the last. I know a bloke who used to always back number 1 in the last.
Yeah, well, normally when they're a 4-year-old and up mares race, Professor, again, top weights.
Yeah.
They're top weights for a reason.
Yeah, they are, Gelding. Jordan Childs has got the job on the back of the horse today. He's in career form, Gelding.
Oh, it's riding fantastic, Professor.
Normally a 10% win rate. Last 50, 16%. So that's a fair increase. The Browns are also in career form. Their usual win rate's 20%. Currently at 24%. You know what else I like, Gelding? That their place rate is one of the highest I've seen for trainers, 50%. So
they've come over and they've placed these horses in the right races, Professor.
Exactly right, Gelding. So I've got confidence in them. And at $4.40 and $1.60,
beautiful.
The money is already on.
Beautiful, Professor.
And
the
second bet, Gelding, is if you like picket fences, race 4 in the Beck Pro Build Handicap over 2,400 metres, horse 2, Smoking Romans.
Again, Professor, we do like picket fences for a reason. These horses are winners. Again, Ma Eustace over a distance, 2,400, 3 wins in a row. And tell me what odds you got on this, Professor.
I got $3.10 this morning, Gelding.
What? A horse trained by the leading trainers. Their strike rate in staying races has been fantastic. The horse has won 3 out of its last 3 races, and you're getting $3.10.
Yeah. So I thought I'd take that while it was on offer.
Are you sure you're not going to jail for armed robbery? No?
Gelding, not only has it won its last 3, but if I looked at the form, I went back a little bit further. His form is second, third, second, and then 3 wins. So you can't fault that form. So Johnny Allen on board. He's almost in career form, riding over the last 50 at 14%. Ma Eustace in career form too.
They're on fire, Professor.
20% win rate over the last 50. So I think the money's in good hands there, Gelding.
I like both your tips, Professor. Some solid reasoning has gone into these.
Reasoning and punting, Gelding. Those words don't always go together.
Well, yeah, when you take the time, we've got 2 horses here between us that are around about the each way odds and have got fantastic form. We've got a horse probably around about $1.85 we think's the best bet of the day for our parlay. And then you throw in a horse that's won its last 3 and you're getting $3.10. But for a place that'll pay $1.60.
Yeah.
So I just think very good tipping there, Professor. I like it.
All right, Gelding, the Professor's Parlay.
Yep.
The
very successful Professor's Parlay.
Successful Professor's Parlay. The agreed bet of the day for you and I is race 2, horse 3, Floating Artist. And we could easily have agreed on Smoking Romans as well, but let's go for Floating Artist. And let's parlay that into Friday's match, our time. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, currently showing $1.31.
Brady, here we go.
Yeah, you know what Dan Buttley says? Don't bet against Tom Brady.
Well, I just think New England Patriots must be dreading the day they made that decision that say Tom Brady's too old.
Yeah, well, he's certainly showing them, Gelding.
He certainly has.
Let's parlay those 2 into the Premier League. Manchester City to beat Burnley. Manchester City at home. Should be too strong for Burnley. They're showing $1.11. So
beautiful.
The all up on the Professor's Parlay showing 5-2, Gelding. So that's reasonable.
Nice. That's a nice little bet.
It is a nice little bet and one that I think we'll get up to.
Yeah. Oh, well, Professor, as we always say, they may be short, but it's sweet. You know, when you get a collect, there's nothing wrong with a collect, Professor.
No, you're right, Gelding. Well, certainly, Gelding, we're into the nitty gritty of the spring carnival now, and Caulfield Cup Day will be a big day Saturday. Looking forward to that's racing.
Yep.
And best wishes for GM racing today with those tips.
Oh, GM racing, I sent you a little text with, after visiting a bank. So it looks quite good, Professor.
Well, it does, and especially given that we follow our own tips, Gelding.
Well, it just shows, Professor, when people, I like it. I like it.
Yeah. All right, Gelding, till Saturday. It's good luck.
And good punting.